So what we do as Zacc is we also probe into various institutions in terms of looking at institutions that are prone to corruption. And one of the issues that we're dealing with is in the primary and secondary schools, in which students are being made to do various programs. So we had a corruption risk discussion with parents, teacher associations, and the schools themselves, and students to identify areas that are prone to corruption. One of the areas they mentioned was to do with color, where some students are actually paying teachers to do the color for them, or they are paying, parents are being forced to ensure that students pay so that they are able to pass. So those are some of the corruption risks that we look at and say, how can we ensure that there's no corruption, and how can we minimize corruption, especially in public schools. And that's part of the mandate which we've been given, is part of the prevention. We need to prevent corruption before corruption happens. And some of the areas is what we are looking at in terms of color. Then in terms of integrity committees, we are also hoping to have integrity committees established in schools, in those primary schools, primary secondary schools, which involve the parents, which involves the teachers, so that we build new institutions of integrity. We do not want our kids to get used to paying $1 to have extra lessons to a teacher. We're supposed to be providing that service for free. So those are some of the conversations we are having with the ministry, with the teachers, to ensure that we are on top of the situation and ensure that there's less corruption happening in public schools. And same thing we are having today, where we are meeting universities, private and public universities, hoping that they establish integrity committees. Why is it necessary to establish integrity committees? We believe integrity committees is the first port of call for an individual not to engage in corruption. It's a preventative measure in terms of ensuring that there's no corruption.